Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Faye Bishop Report, where you know the culture is news. In case you haven't heard by now, Academy Award-winning actor Morgan Freeman is next up on the list of Me Too offenders, where his feet is now being held to the fire over claims of sexual harassment and misconduct, where as many as 16 women spoke to CNN about Mr. Freeman as part of an investigation. What on earth would spark an investigation by CNN instead of the DA's office, the local police department, or the Attorney General's office? We don't know, but here we are. 8 of the women said that they were victims of what some called harassment and others called inappropriate behavior by Freeman. The 8 said that they witnessed his alleged conduct. The 16 people together described a pattern of inappropriate behavior by Freeman on set while promoting his movies, as well as at his production company, Revelations Entertainment. Of those 16 people, 7 described a work environment at Revelations Entertainment that included allegations of harassment or inappropriate behavior by Freeman while there, with one incident allegedly being witnessed by Lori McCreary, who is Morgan Freeman's co-founder in his company's enterprise. And then another where the alleged claimant says that she was the target of demeaning comments by Freeman in a public setting. One of those 7 people also alleged that McCreary made a discriminatory remark regarding a female candidate for a job at the Producers Guild of America, where McCreary is co-president. CNN reached out to dozens more people who worked with or for Morgan Freeman, and some praised him, saying that they've never witnessed any questionable behavior and that he was the consummate professional on set and in the office. They also reached out to Morgan Freeman's spokesperson for a comment, and then at his request, emailed him a detailed list of the accusations against Freeman, and the spokesperson didn't respond. However, Morgan Freeman has since released a statement in which he said, and I quote, "Anyone who knows me or has worked with me knows I am not someone who would intentionally offend or knowingly make anyone feel uneasy. I apologize to anyone who felt uncomfortable or disrespected. That was never my intent." Guys, I don't know about this one. I honestly don't. For one, the details are just a little too vague. The guy is 80 years old. Not that that means he hasn't done any wrong. I'm just saying he's been in Hollywood for like 5 freaking decades. And unlike in the Bill Cosby situation where there were like running rumors for years and years and years and years and decades and decades and decades, that doesn't seem to be the case for Morgan Freeman here. He's one of Hollywood's biggest A-list stars, we know. His career has spanned nearly 5 decades. He starred in movies like Driving Miss Daisy, The Shawshank Redemption, and he's won an Academy Award for $1 Million Baby. And he starred in my personal favorite movie where he did his best work, in my opinion, playing the no-nonsense principal, Mr. Clark, in the cult classic film Lean on Me. I don't know what is going on or what brought this about. I find it odd that CNN would just start an investigation without even bothering to contact Freeman's people, his attorneys, or anything like that. This is just all too weird to me. Like, I have questions, a ton of them. Like, in one breath, okay, I can understand and respect the whole Me Too movement for bringing about awareness and a call to action for rape, sexual misconduct, and harassment, and just for the nasty, nasty culture that has definitely existed in the entertainment industry for years and years and years. But it's like, in another breath, what is the end goal with this? Are we here to just demonize men in general, without probable cause or any real evidence and based on hearsay? What are we supposed to do with this information after we get it? For me, it just doesn't seem to be an end goal. And if what is being alleged about Morgan Freeman did in fact happen, what now? Does CNN want him to be brought up on charges or something? Or were they just looking for a story? And, is the goal for him to just lose his career? Other than him being booted from Hollywood, what happens next? He's free to harass again, That's why I said it just doesn't seem to be an end goal. And if booting these men from Hollywood is what the goal is, then did you really solve the problem? I mean, we're talking Harvey Weinstein, Bill Cosby, Matt Lauer, R. Kelly, Charlie Rose, Tavis Smiley, Kevin Spacey, and now Morgan Freeman, along with a host of others whose names I know that I am forgetting, who were all able to allegedly behave in a manner that their workplace allowed. It's a question of who's accountable and whether or not the enablers are just as guilty as the actual offenders. These allegations against Morgan Freeman are not about things that happened in private. They are about things that allegedly happened in public, in front of people, in front of witnesses, even in front of cameras. How? Long before Me Too, these men were able to behave in a way, and apparently they still feel that they are able to behave in a way where none of them fear that there would be any consequences or repercussions for their behavior. Again, how? How was that able to happen? Why is it able to happen? Because it's still happening. Why is Hollywood as an institution in its entirety being allowed to get away with being an accessory to sexual misconduct and rape? I can't go out with a friend and they kill somebody and I watch it happen and say nothing without being charged with accessory. So why is Hollywood able to do so with rape? So it just brings me back to my initial question with Me Too. What is the end goal with everything? Especially since Me Too has now relegated itself to crimes committed in Hollywood and nowhere else. Is the goal here to demonize these men in power, get them to go to jail, lose their careers, and get them pushed out so that others can now assume their own positions in power and they get to oppress others? Or is it to rid the entire industry of the nasty, rapey culture? And how is it possible to eliminate one without the other? That's what I would like to know. Because I personally think there's enough accountability to be spread out across the board. And that the entertainment industry as a whole needs to be restructured. There definitely needs to be a reset, and there definitely needs to be a lot more conversations being had about some sort of meaningful reform and putting it to work and putting it into action. Because in my opinion, you can eliminate the people, but if you do not put a stop to the conduct itself, you're not really solving the problem. This particular case with Morgan Freeman, again, seems just a little bit too floggy, only because the details are a little bit vague, starting with why CNN decided to investigate him in the first place. I don't know, just so many questions, so little time. If you want to read the full details of the investigation surrounding Morgan Freeman, I have placed the link in the description below. As for you, Morgan Freeman, this is a picture of the woman who once tried to take your ass down. Looks like someone has finally succeeded. By thy side will stand and always praise thy